What's up, guys? Today I'm not really going to do a DIY video. I'm just going to be working on a good friend's car and replacing some parts on it that he wants to take care of. Some of you may have seen this EG in a couple of my previous videos. I swapped in the B20V with the turbo onto it from a different shell into the shell. I also did the power steering to manual steering conversion rack. And today we're actually, I don't know if essentially you want to call it a downgrade. We're going to be removing the entire turbo kit and replacing the oil pan. We're adding PLM header from JHP USA, AEM intake, Skunk 2 Alpha Series throttle body, and a brand new oil pan just to get this car back to being naturally aspirated. Long before this motor was even in this chassis, he'd always had overheating issues he had a large intercooler, as seen in the previous video, and that was blocking a lot of the flow to the radiator. This seemed to help, but regardless, this car has had a lot of overheating issues during the entire course of it being in here, and it's not a head gasket. We have done a compression test. There's no loss of coolant or oil. It's just, I think, with the way the turbo's set up and everything, so he's gotten a little bit I guess just frustrated with it and tired of having to deal with it, and every time we go to the track he can never really push it because the car gets thrown into limp mode when it overheats. Then he has to worry about any kind of issues with that, and when we live in such a hot environment down here when we go to the track, that he just had enough of it. Now the turbo also, you can kind of see it in there, it is leaking now as well. We don't know where. It's not the oil feed line. I think just the turbo itself, maybe the bearing's going bad. It's starting to leak oil and it's blowing a lot of oil out of the exhaust, leaking it onto the block. So it's, regardless, it needs to be pulled and it may need to be rebuilt, or if he just wants to buy another one. But that's why we're throwing it back to naturally aspirated for now. So hopefully we'll get that taken care of, and once I get all those parts replaced, I am going to work on doing the valve stem seals, just because that's something he wanted to take care of as well. Well, we got all the bolt-on stuff finished up. The AEM intake, I had to use my own coupler here, the one that was supplied with the AM was a little too small, so I have a 3" to 2.5 inch. Got that Skunk 2 Alpha throttle body installed. That PLM header from JHP USA. And we got that new oil pan on. Now we're going to try working on getting those valve stem seals replaced. Once again, we're going to use an HPT Autosport. This is for the Doc VTEC heads. And we're putting on some SuperTech valve stem seals. Before starting, I just wanted to note that this one is missing 2 of the bolts here on the exhaust side. That way when you watch this video, Tom, I don't know if they're stripped. When I get down into there, I'll take a look and see if those are stripped into the head itself. And after looking at it, it looks like both of those bolts are broken off in the head. It was sealing fine still, but just wanted to note that. Next we're gonna using this. It's called a valve holder. You can buy it at AutoZone, O'Reilly's. I bought it for $8.99. And you just feed this in with all the spark plugs removed. Get nice and tight. Then we're going to hook up the air line to it. Now you hear it filling that cylinder with air. Alright guys, later in the evening, got it all buttoned up. Let's give it a start. I don't have the header hooked up. The piping is too short where I guess the length of this old manifold where it met up with the cat, it's a little bit longer than the header is. So that's not hooked up, so we're going to run an open header until we can take it to an exhaust shop. And we're going to get this blocks flange put on. It's a 2.5 inch flange. Let's give it a start. See if we're running all right and make sure my timing's good. so Chris told me yesterday that you wanted me to do the valve stem seals also. So that took me like a solid 5 hours. It's not hard, it's just time consuming. And yeah. And then just doing that, and it's a lot of work, like, because I have to like feed this little rope into the cylinder and then compress it so I can get the springs off. It's just really time consuming. Yeah. It's running though now. That'll be it for the EG today. I guess you can call it more of a downgrade, but we're swapping power for reliability here and just headaches. Hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.